Welcome back to the Autodromo Hermanos Rodriguez. It's a circuit that has a huge amount of history, and I'm sure we'll be staging a fantastic qualifying session today. Now then, Anthony Davidson, you're not getting any younger, but you have been involved in your fair share of qualifying sessions in an illustrious 30-year career. How do you deal with the pressure when you have that one chance to deliver a perfect lap?
It's not so much about dealing with the pressure, it's more about how you approach the risk and just how much of it are you willing to take. You're constantly balancing the car on the edge of grip from braking, cornering and traction, and over the course of a lap it's easy to get that balance wrong, and that's why achieving the perfect lap is almost impossible. As you say, I've been doing this 30 years now and it never gets any easier.
Excellent lap. We're really pleased.
With qualifying finished, it's time to remind ourselves
All right, I think we can call that a successful qualifying. We should be...
the air may be thin here in Mexico City, the atmosphere is anything but. The crowd have been chanting and singing, not just this afternoon, but throughout the entire weekend. There's a great love for Formula One here, and no small amount of expectation. Let's hope today's Grand Prix can meet it. The Autodromo Hermanos Rodriguez, 2.6 miles of track that allows drivers to take full advantage of their cars, reaching speeds in excess of 220 miles per hour, and providing lots of opportunities for overtaking. The circuit features 17 corners, 10 to the right and the remaining 7 going to the left. And it's an absolute pleasure to be joined once again by Anthony Davidson. They haven't had any retirements in the last 5 races. What do you think that says about the reliability of their car?
I think they can be fairly pleased with that record so far. The first thing any good car needs is a solid, reliable base with which to build on, and they seem to have that this season.
It's time to take a look at our starting grid for today's race. Minha lines up on pole position, and it's Pierre Gasly in P2. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Leclerc, Hamilton, Devon Butler, and Vettel, Weber, Bottas, Albon, and Carlos Sainz. Perez, they'll be starting further back after an earlier grid penalty. Ricciardo, Kevin Magnussen, and Verstappen, Russell, Raikkonen, Lance Stroll, and Nico Hülkenberg. Grosjean and Antonio Giovinazzi starts from the back of the grid. And now it's time to head down to the track.
The team are expecting a lot after your podium last race. Concentrate on getting into the points and push on from there. Expect a lot of understeer unless we replace it. Check your MFD for a new strategy option. Cede that position or receive a penalty. Some information information on Butler. It looks like the problem is terminal. They're retiring the car. Green flag. Okay, we can take you this lap. Times are falling off. We want you to pit in for repairs. Box, box, box. Complete. Go now. That was our last stop. No more scheduled pit stops. Reached a worrying level of wear on the internal combustion engine. Let's try and keep the revs down. Early upshifts, later downshifts. Our gap behind is 5.7 seconds. Teammate ahead is 31.1 seconds. The gap to the car ahead is 2.9 seconds. hitting the rated limits on the MGU-H, the power unit is going to be more prone to overheating. Seeing a loss of power from the turbocharger now. Loss of power on the turbo. Moving to mix 2, fuel to mix 2. Good job, nice overtake. Engine wear is looking really bad. Keep engine temperature optimal or risk losing it altogether. Gap to car in front is 1.8 seconds. Distance between yourself and the car behind. minutes. Some information on Grosjean. They seem to have an issue. Into P4, fourth place now. Gap ahead is 2.1 seconds. Is increasing by a significant amount each lap. Good job. We have 5 laps of fuel remaining. information on Weber. They have an issue with their car. They're going to be slow. Some information on Weber. They have some kind of mechanical problem. There's 4 laps of fuel remaining. Stand will be leading the championship. Is dropping back. We're seeing a gap form. We have 2 laps of fuel remaining. This is your final lap of the race. been superb all season and you've got your reward. You are the Drivers' World Champion. Congratulations.
Here's our winner, pulling their Ferrari into Parc Fermé. What a fantastic race it was. Tell me, Ant, how did they manage to achieve this win?
I think we'll chalk this one up to a deft touch on the brake pedal. That's allowed them to challenge down the inside into the braking zones, and ultimately, if you do that often enough, you end up winning the race. It was great to watch as well though, wasn't it? Forget strategy, forget tyre management. Who doesn't love a good old-fashioned scrap?
Here come our winners now. A thrilling race and a tremendous effort by Ferrari. Their history is well known, so it's no surprise to fans the world over to see them come out on top once again. So, let's review the drivers' standings. This also means that there's no catching our leader anymore and we crown a new World Drivers' Champion. Let's focus on the driver of the day. Anthony Davidson, who do you pick?
Well, there's no question in my mind, it has to go to George Russell. What a performance. He's got every right to be proud of what he accomplished out there today.
The Constructors' Championship may be a foregone conclusion at the moment, but regardless, let's look at the standings. So then, Ferrari have now moved out of sight and out of reach. It's another triumph for the Italian team as they claim the World Constructors' Championship. Meanwhile, Toro Rosso's strong weekend allows them to continue their march up the table. Well, Ant, an end to another fantastic weekend of racing.
Amazing performance out there. I'm sure you're pretty happy with that. It was more like Dodgems than Formula 1 today, wasn't it? Devon got a DNF result today. That was an epic battle today. How do you think this will play out? Appreciate your time.
Great work this weekend. It was fantastic to see you up on that podium.
In 2012, America's on-again, off-again love affair with Formula One finally seemed to settle down with the completion of this wonderful racing facility here in Texas. Since then, we've been treated to some incredible races, including, of course, that classic wet-dry championship decider of 2050. We have 10 turns to the left and 10 to the right here at the fantastic Circuit of the Americas. Overtaking opportunities into turns 1 and 12 at this anti-clockwise 3.6 mile track. But we may well see cars struggle to slow down there today as the wet weather does interfere with the low-speed grip. With the Grand Prix nearly upon us, Anthony Davidson is by my side once again to offer his perspective. Let's talk about Minha. What a season they've had. A well-deserved championship victory and the pressure now surely off with the title already in the bag.
It really is well deserved. I wouldn't say it's been a faultless title challenge, but certainly one that has been consistent and well managed. Here's hoping they let off a bit of steam today and give us an exciting race.
It's time to see how our drivers are stacking up after yesterday's exciting qualifying session. Max Verstappen put in a fantastic lap yesterday, and he starts from pole position with Pierre Gasly alongside. Moving on to the rest of the grid, we have Perez, Butler, Lewis Hamilton and Magnussen, Leclerc, Ricciardo, Russell and Sebastian Vettel, Sainz, Weber, Nico Hülkenberg and Albon, Stroll, Bottas, Kimi Raikkonen and Roman Grosjean, Giovinazzi and Minha. And now it's time to head down to the track.
It's a steep incline into turn 1 that'll help you scrub speed off. There are multiple lines, so be sure to make use of them. move. Seem like the fastest tyre for now. P12, we have P12, Ross on ahead. The gap is less than a second. They're on fresh inters. Signs behind. The gap to the car behind is 1.4 seconds. They're on fresh inters. The gap to the leader is 7.9 seconds. Look after these tyres now. We want to finish the race on this compound. 12 laps to go. place. Some information on Russell. They seem to have an issue. Okay, you're in the top 10. Okay, clear. Okay, some information on Bottas. They are out of the race. Okay, this is Jeff. I need you to stop cutting the corners. If you keep it up, the stewards will award you a penalty. Burned off our excess fuel. We'll be back on target soon. Don't wait too long to turn the engine down. Out there, keep it up. We're looking at about 10 more minutes of rain. 10 minutes. Our gap to the car in front is 2.5 seconds. That's a new fastest lap for the race. You have wing damage. This will be a major performance impact unless you box for a new. We're trailing our teammate by 8.2 seconds. There's 5 laps of fuel remaining. Is drying, but it's going to take a while to clear the standing water off the line. Don't start thinking about slicks just yet. green flag. Gap to the car ahead is 2.4 seconds. Like some of those puddles are clearing. We're still on the right tyre for the time being, but we're not a million miles away from... There's 3 laps of fuel remaining. fuel remaining. Racing points. This is your final lap of the race. Pick up rubber and bring it home.
It was a magnificent race and a drive right out of the top draw to take the win for Red Bull today. What do you think it was, Ant, that gave them the edge over the competition today?
Well, they certainly stood out as a drive with tons of confidence on the track. I think their ability to keep their cool, even during some of the more hectic parts of the race, meant they were able to capitalise on the mistakes of other drivers, giving them the opportunity to make their way to the top spot with ease.
Here come today's winners. The team at Red Bull have done a phenomenal job recently. It's clear to see that they've put in the work and they should be proud of the victory they secured here. Not the result our points leader wanted, but it certainly makes things interesting going forward. Now, let's discuss, Ant. Who would you say is a contender for Driver of the Day?
I have to give it to Minha.
Nothing can challenge the leaders of the Constructors' Championship at this point. But, so then, Ferrari have now moved out of sight and out of reach. It's another triumph for the Italian team as they claim the World Constructors' Championship. Another team that will be satisfied with this Grand Prix is Alfa Romeo, whose good result moves them further up the championship. It's been an absolutely wild weekend of Formula One action. I can't wait to see what's next.
Good day today. Let's have your take on it. You really cut your way through the field today. What was your... It wasn't the cleanest race today, was it? Some excellent overtaking moves from your former teammate today. Did he learn some of them from you? Did you feel comfortable in the wet weather today? Great. Well, that's everything.
What on earth was that performance? Come on, this isn't bumper cars at the fairground. Your results and conduct here matter, so pay more attention. We can't afford...
Welcome to qualifying here in Interlagos as the cars are readying up for what's likely to be a very important session. When it comes to getting lap time out of this circuit, it's traditionally been about maximising top speed. Do you simply remove as much downforce as possible, hang on into the corners and max out down the straights?
Top speed is a key factor for this circuit. Even if you can achieve the same lap time as someone running less wing than you, chances are you'll find overtaking difficult if you have too much drag.
Fantastic. You've got pole.
And with qualifying complete, let's review our top three.
All right, I think we can call that a successful qualifying. We should be in with a good chance in the race.
As surely as the sun rises in the morning, the Brazilian Grand Prix packs out the grandstands and creates incredible drama. Title deciders, heartbreak, triumph and home glory. All these and more can be found in abundance here at the Autodromo José Carlos Pache. It's an unusual anti-clockwise race here at Interlagos, where the Sao Paulo locals are packed into the grandstands at each of the 15 corners around this classic 2.7-mile circuit. Two very fast sections bookend the famous and highly technical Sector 2, where getting a good run out of Junção into one of the two DRS zones will be the key to any overtaking prospects today. Joining us today to oversee all the thrills and spills, it's Anthony Davidson. And great to see you. How are you feeling about the race today, and how are the circuit conditions from what you've seen?
Well, it's looking a bit cold out there, if I'm honest. These tyres have quite a narrow operating window in terms of the temperatures they need to extract the best grip. So with a cold track surface, it's going to be harder to keep those temperatures up, which will lead to lower grip and maybe more mistakes.
Let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting race. Minha lines up on pole position and Max Verstappen lines up alongside. Looking at the rest of today's grid, we have Perez, Butler, Lewis Hamilton and Raikkonen, Magnussen, Hülkenberg, Russell and Pierre Gasly, Leclerc, Sainz, Lucas Faber and Albon, Vettel, Stroll, Valtteri Bottas and Daniel Ricciardo. Giovinazzi and Romain Grosjean sits at the back of the grid. And with lights out just moments away, it's time to go down to the track.
Okay, we've already won the championship, so relax and enjoy this race. That's a good start. Keep it up. was the fastest lap of the race. Keep this up. Job. That was the fastest lap of the race so far. That's a new fastest lap for the race. Check your MFD for a new strategy option. Got that confirmed? You've been awarded a time penalty for that last... Behind us is 16.8 seconds. approaching the pit window. You'll be on the mediums. That was the fastest lap of the race. Keep this up. This lap, push hard on the in-lap. Our teammate by 32.1 seconds. Remember, box this lap. Keep an eye on your distance to the speed limit line as you approach, and make sure you don't speed. Go. Pit strategy complete. See these tyres through to the end now. gap behind is 20.7 seconds. Expect to see some rain about 10 to 15 minutes from now. Sergio is in for his stop. We can't take you right now. Pit in next lap. Pit box is currently full. Stay out on track. Stay out on track. Go now. We have 5 laps of fuel remaining. Our gap behind is 31.8 seconds. Good job. That was the fastest lap of the race so far. laps of fuel remaining. You need to slow down before hitting the corners. We don't want to get a penalty. This is your final lap of the race. There's only one lap of fuel remaining. Fuel target is +1. Faster engine modes are available. Absolutely awesome. Just amazing. Well done.
Well, what a drive that was to take the win for Ferrari today. Anthony Davidson, what helped them deliver this result, do you think?
I think that smart tyre management on track and very smooth driving definitely assisted in their victory today. That combination meant they got the absolute maximum out of their tyres at all times.
And here we are, a team that is no stranger to the podium, taking their place on top once again. A sublime race today and a stunning win for Ferrari. So, Anthony Davidson, who would you rank as your driver of the day?
It's got to be Valtteri Bottas, a commanding performance that I think had the audience's eyes glued to him for the majority of the race.
The Constructors' Championship may be a foregone conclusion at the moment, but regardless, let's look at the standings. So then, Ferrari have now moved out of sight and out of reach. It's another triumph for the Italian team as they claim the World Constructors' Championship. Meanwhile, a strong weekend from Red Bull this time out, and they improve their position in the championship. After an event like that, who knows what the sport has in store for us next time? Be sure to join us again as we continue to bring you the latest excitement in Formula One.
Amazing performance out there. I'm sure you're pretty happy with that. Things are looking up after last week, aren't they? Lucas flew through the pack in that race. What's his secret? Do you think your rival learned from his battle with you? Great. Well, that's everything.
Just wanted to say congrats on the podium. It's thoroughly deserved. We were sweating those last few laps on the pit wall, but you brought it home.
Here we are at the beautiful Yas Island circuit, where qualifying is about to begin. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the action. Looking at this field today, Anthony, do you think we're going to see anyone take a chance? Maybe run the hard tyres and save some of the grippier tyres for the race tomorrow?
Well, I'd be surprised in all honesty. It's only the front runners that really have the pace to get away with that, and even then, at the end of the day, it's a big risk. Track position is the most important thing, and it's rarely worth sacrificing for a slightly more optimal strategy in the race, so I doubt we're going to see anyone trying it. I have been wrong before though. We certainly do see some risky decisions every now and then, and it's a gamble that's sometimes worth taking. But if it were me in the car, I would want to be on the fastest tyre for my qualifying lap, without a doubt.
Okay, good job, mate. Really well done. That was a fantastic drive.
We're all ready for tomorrow's race, but before we begin, let's have a quick look at those who will be fronting.
Alright, I think we can call that a successful qualifying. We should be in with a good chance in the race.
It's twilight here in the United Arab Emirates, and twilight also on another Formula One season. It's been a captivating story throughout the year, but will we see one final dramatic twist before the end? We have 21 corners here at Yas Island Circuit, with 10 to the right and 11 to the left. It's a total lap distance of 3.4 miles. Two long straights open up some passing opportunities into the chicanes, and we expect average lap speeds of around 123 miles per hour. Alongside me to discuss all the action today is Anthony Davidson. Thanks for joining us, Ant. And tell me, you were down in the pit lane earlier. How do you think the track conditions are today?
Well, the surface looks clean enough, but I'm a little bit worried about the track temperature. It's pretty cool out there, which could give some teams difficulties when it comes to keeping their tyres in the right operating window. The cars out there that work their tyres hard and really put a lot of energy through them, they'll be the ones that are better off.
With the race minutes away from starting, here's what today's grid rundown looks like. Minha lines up on pole position, edging out Sergio Perez, who lines up P2. As we continue through the rest of the grid today, we have Verstappen, Leclerc, Pierre Gasly and Sainz, Hamilton, Weber, Magnussen and Daniel Ricciardo, Bottas, Albon, Devon Butler and Raikkonen, Vettel, Hülkenberg, Romain Grosjean and Lance Stroll, Giovinazzi and George Russell ends our grid lineup. Now it's almost time to lights out, so let's go down to the track.
This is the final race of the season. Go out there and enjoy it. Illegal maneuver, cede that position or will receive a penalty. That start was okay, now stay alert for threats around you. Is now enabled and will be available to use when you are within 1 second of the car ahead in the DRS zone. increasing the gap to the car behind by a few seconds per lap. Keep this up. The pit window, you'll be on the mediums. A new strategy is available on the MFD. Okay, copy that. this lap, so push now. The gap to the car behind is 2.6 seconds. This lap. Careful with the front wing, you've taken some minor damage. Exit now. That was our last stop. No more scheduled pit stops. We've been awarded a time penalty. We'll go against our finishing time at the end of the race. Sergio is in the pits. position back. That was an illegal overtake. Okay, some information on Magnussen. There's 5 laps of fuel remaining. Sat in P2. Sergio is ahead of you. Less than a second separate you. They're on fresh mediums. Verstappen behind. The gap behind us is 2.0 seconds. They're on fresh mediums. Look after these tyres now. We want to finish the race on this compound. 5 laps till the end. Laps of fuel remaining. Target, 1 position above target now. laps of fuel left. Okay, clear. This is your final lap of the race. About that one. That was an excellent drive.
That's a fantastic performance from Ferrari. It hardly looked in doubt. Talk to me, Ants. What was it that set them apart from the competition today?
I'd say it was down once again to good, consistent driving, nailing the corners, working to the track conditions and perfecting the team's strategies. They got all of these things right today and the results speak for themselves.
Ferrari are at it again, an excellent performance at today's Grand Prix, and they're certainly a team that know what they're doing out there. Well, the gap at the top of the championship has been cut down after a difficult race today for our championship leader. After an incredible day of racing, who was your driver of the day, Ant?
There's a few contenders, but George Russell definitely stood out, I think. A really solid drive from him today, and one I'm sure the fans enjoyed.
So then, Ferrari have now moved out of sight and out of reach. It's another triumph for the Italian team as they claim the World Constructors' Championship. Well, Ant, an end to another fantastic weekend of racing. Thanks to everyone who joined us, and we'll see you for the next one.
Good day today. Let's have your take on it. You must be thrilled to be up on the podium. Do you have any comments about the collisions? Not a good race for Lucas. How do you think he'll be feeling? So talk us through what happened between you and your rival today. Great. Well, that's everything.
Nice job this season. You've been performing well, and that's putting us in a strong negotiating position contract-wise. Plus, my 10%'s getting more valuable. So enjoy your break, and keep up the good work next year. Fantastic podium. Well done. Keep pushing like this for the rest of the season.
In F120...